I want to share some things with you today about what I've been experiencing over the last couple days, and it's just been so powerful and so transformative, and I think it's just so relevant for you too, because what I've been going through, I think, is reflective of what we're all going through as a collective, as a humanity, and it's just really timely too with the end of the Mayan calendar that just happened on December 21st, 2012. I know a lot of people have been talking about that for a long time and all sorts of speculations. Obviously, it's not the end of the world. We're all still here. But I do think there's significance around this because it feels as though we really are ending an old age, an old way of being, an old story that's just not serving us anymore, that's not working, and we're rebirthing into a new era, a new age. And what does that look like? What does this really mean? Well, for me, I've been feeling very deeply into myself and my core and my conditioning over the last couple days, and it's been very insightful and challenging in certain ways too. But I've been really seeing all of these old ways of being that I was still operating from, these ways in which I was still living from the outside in, of looking to other people to fulfill me or complete me, to tell me who I am, to tell me what's right and wrong, to tell me what to do. And it's just not authentic. It's just not the truth. And so we all do this. Our conditioning, I believe, as a culture is to live from the outside in, to look to our parents, our teachers, to look to the media, to look to religion, to look to the government, to tell us who we are, or to give us our authority of our sense of right and wrong, or to tell us what's good for us, what's not, or how we should be. And it's that conditioning that came from the outside that is not authentic to who we are. And so anytime we're still living from the outside in, we're not connected to our source. We're not connected to our true sense of self. And so it's no wonder that so many people in our world today have this fear of not being good enough, because there's no way we can ever be good enough when we're looking to everybody else to validate that we're good enough. So it really is something that comes from our core. It comes from within. And we're so used to living the other way. We're so used to living from the outside in. And so this is just a really important thing to look at in your own life too, of the ways in which you're still living that way, and the ways you may be judging yourself because of that. I know for myself, I really saw into all of these ways I was still judging myself based on this old story that needed to, get love and approval from other people. And this old me, I've been watching and feeling over the last couple days especially, just crumbling and dying. And this whole journey of personal evolution, of really unfolding into who I really am, has been an ever deepening journey, and so it's been something that I've been on for the last few years. But there was something really potent and powerful about the last couple days where it just, my realizations of this just went even deeper, and I saw into all of the ways I was still operating that way. And it's a lot of it was unconscious. A lot of it was things that came from very early on conditioning. And so it's just important for us to really pay attention, to really wake up to these old ways that are just not who we are. It's just not true. And when we're basing our sense of self on, everything else outside of us, then we're not going to feel whole. We're never going to feel complete. We're never going to have the love that we're looking for, and the peace that we're looking for, and the inner knowing that we're looking for, because it doesn't come from anything outside of ourselves. And so living from the outside in is living from a place of fragments. We're like giving away our sense of ourselves. We're giving away our power to everybody else and everything around us, and then we're feeling incomplete. And it's it's no wonder that we're feeling that way. So it's this fragmentation, this living from a place of fragmentation that is the old story. And this rebirthing that's happening right now is our opportunity to really connect to who we are, our sense of self, our sense of wholeness, which doesn't come from the outside in, it comes from the inside out. It comes from connecting to who we are within ourselves, within our being, connecting to our hearts. So I think that the outside in way of living is very mind oriented. It's very much like the mind trying to look outside of itself to like figure it out here and then validate something and then take it in. And that's just not, it's not what's true. What's true is that we are the source of everything. We are our own inner authority. The love that we're looking for comes from within ourselves, and when we connect to that source within, we live from the inside out, and then we no longer need anything else outside of ourselves to complete us, to tell us we're good enough, or to be any certain way, to be honest, because we're not depending on that. We don't need that for our sense of security, for our sense of safety, for our sense of wholeness and completeness, because it's something that we own within ourselves. It is up to us to take ownership of our own experience, of our own lives, and to not be giving it away all over the place, but to really own it, to really reclaim all those pieces of ourselves, to reclaim our wholeness and our sense of self, and to own it, to live from that place. And it's a moment-to-moment choice. You know, this is not something that you can just understand once and go, oh, okay, yeah, I get that, Katie, and okay, you know, check that off. No, you actually need to remind yourself over and over and over again and live this moment to moment. Because you may be thinking to yourself, oh, you know, I've heard this before. This isn't new information. But it doesn't matter, because it's not about adding new information. It's about living it. It's about being it. And so this is maybe a reminder for you that this is a moment to moment choice. Are you going to live from the outside in, or are you going to live from the inside out? Of really owning and reclaiming who you are and your wholeness, and that you don't need anything outside of yourself to tell you who you are to complete you. That's the big myth. It's been the big lie of our conditioning. And so it's really important to remind ourselves of this, to commit to this, to live this, and to really feel this connection to ourselves as much as we can. And anytime we're coming from a place of lack again, or feeling like, oh, I'm starting to worry about what other people think, or feeling like there's a lack of love or a lack of something in our lives, to just reconnect to who we are. Maybe just breathe into your body, feel your heart, feel yourself, and feel your connection to that which you already are, to that which you're looking for. Because the love that you seek, the wholeness that you seek, is all within yourself. It is within ourselves. And so this, for me, and I know for so many of us on the planet, this is the shift. This is the shift to wholeness. To wholeness. And it's not the story that the media wants you to think about. It's not the story that even religion wants you to think about, because you know, really owning your own inner authority actually threatens a lot of the structures that are in place in our world. And that's okay, because this is what's happening. This is the course of evolution is pulling us this way, of really unfolding the truth of who we are. And so, you know, gosh, it's just it's exciting for me to think about the possibilities of what this wholeness actually looks like, and what this is going to look like, not only for us as individuals to reclaim our sense of self, to reclaim who we are, to reclaim ownership of our lives, but also what it looks like as a collective, what it looks like, you know, in humanity, when we come together in community, and how we can really start relating to each other differently, and not needing each other, pulling on each other's energy, or feeling like there's like a sense of lack or competition, but really being able to meet each other from a place of wholeness, and to from there amplify this wholeness, and to create more and more love and abundance in the world. It's going to be so powerful. There's such a shift happening right now, and it's really about also coming together to support each other, to collaborate, to work together, because our sense of wholeness actually extends beyond just our individual selves. Our sense of wholeness actually includes all, because we can't talk about us existing separately from the planet and the earth. We wouldn't be here without the earth. We can't talk about us existing separately from other people, because we wouldn't be here without our mothers and fathers and the generations that came before us. We're all connected to everything. And when we start understanding our own wholeness, we start seeing how we're a part of everything, and that this wholeness is all everything. We're all a part of this wholeness that exists. And when we realize this, there's no more struggle, there's no more fighting. There's no more trying to prove anything. There's no more trying to be somebody that we're not. We can really just rest into this and just be. And it's just it's such a beautiful way of living and being. And I've had the beautiful opportunity of really seeing so deeply into my conditioning, and then being able to connect deeply to this source of who I am, especially over the last couple days. And I'm really grateful for it, and I'm really looking forward to this new journey that we're all on together. And I really hope this video has inspired you today to really reflect on your own conditioning and all those ways in which you still give away your sense of self or your power, and to just reclaim it. It's a moment-to-moment choice. There's no I need X amount of time to figure this out in the future, or I need a how-to strategy. No, it's here and now. It's a moment-to-moment decision. So let's make a commitment for wholeness, for really being the truth of who we are, and for supporting each other in this journey, and for reflecting back to each other the truth of who we are, rather than our judgments and conditioning, because that's not serving us. It's not serving our relationships. So it's really time to step it up. It's time to really create this shift, and to, in a way, lay to rest the old way. And anytime you can feel yourself going into the old stories and the old conditioning, it's important not to judge yourself for it, but to really just have awareness and bring yourself back to, okay, inside out. I live from the inside out, and that is how I find my fulfillment. So I'd love to hear from you. Please, share whatever thoughts arose for you during this video, any feelings, any stories, any insights, or anything that you want to add to this conversation, because this is an ongoing conversation, and I'm going to be sharing a lot more about this too in the future, because it's just something that I feel so important for so many of us right now. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. I hope you have had an amazing last couple days with this shift, and that you are committed to moving forward in a new way here. So thank you, and I'll talk to you again soon.